Alright, just a quick recap on that HISENSE 58. Some of your comments, it could be diodes, could be capacitors. Let's check. Let's just switch a bit more light on. Right, okay, we're looking at your comments about this HISENSE. I'm sorry if I didn't clearly give the model number yesterday. It was a bit unfocused. It's hard to tell with this very small monitor I'm using, but that's the one. A couple of comments that I've had, I think, are relating to these two caps, and maybe these four diodes. Oh, unless they're talking about those four diodes, but they're connected to the backlight, so I wouldn't have thought it was those. But then again, you know, I would have thought that's the main bridge rectifier, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is configured differently. I didn't really have much chance to look at it. Quite a few people in the comments hinted that it's going to be a paper trick again, so you've got to stick your paper in. Well, I've actually done that, and that doesn't do anything. At the moment, this T-con is not being told to turn on unless I block the signal. And that reminds me, I've still probably got the piece of paper in, that's it, to block the signal. But when the signal is not blocked, can I do this one-handed? Of course not. When the signal is not blocked, and I've got to be careful, I may have this plugged in, but I haven't. But let me just double check. Right, now I have, and we have a standby light. Which you probably can't see, but maybe you can. As I say, I can't tell on this tiny screen on the camera. But turning the TV on, backlights do come on, but the T-con is not coming on. If I just loosen this cable, it disconnects it from the short, and it does bring it on. Somebody said, well, if you're disconnecting that, how is it bringing on the light? Because there's no other power. No, if you completely disconnect it, look, the green light goes out. So it still indicates that something is missing. So let me get this back in again. There we go. And if I just put my foot, well, there it is. So now we've got the green light on, but this is not clamped down properly. But as soon as it is, that green light goes off. So I'm still suspecting there's something on this board which is not turning on. Well, there's a short, and it's stopping the T-con from coming on. There's a chance I may need a new T-con as well. I'm not too sure. But the main board is definitely on, and there's power getting to it because the main light is on there, and the backlights are on. Now, from my initial tests yesterday, it really is looking like the screen is absolutely fine. We know the backlights are fine. I'm just going to switch off. Let's just have a look at some of your comments and what you're saying. Somebody was saying that these, I think it could be these, C475 and C473. Sorry, 474. Are they the caps, or are you talking about the little caps up there? Let's have a look. The fault was the 4 diodes on entry to the motherboard. Yeah, but did you have a completely dead power supply? Because if your bridge rectifier is completely stuffed, so this is from Papier Colo Bonbon. I think you're in, oh yeah, you are in France, it says at the bottom. I would have thought, that being the bridge rectifier, if any of those had gone short, the whole mainboard had gone dead, but I will test, well, let's test those now. So, you had one of these models to repair some months ago. The fault was 4 diodes just at the entry at the motherboard. Well, that's the entry. The only other 4 diodes are up here, and that's connected to the backlight. But I've been wrong before, and as it's very important to get other people's comments on these things, let's have a work through and see what we can get. But I'd be very surprised if any of these diodes are dead. All fine. So yes, that being the main bridge rectifier, that's just a cap there, but that's the main bridge rectifier. I wouldn't get backlights, we wouldn't get any power to the main board at all. So I can't see it being anything connected to that. And the other comment was about the 2 capacitors. It could be those 2. Now they do look a bit more promising because they're close to the feed. C118 or C119. Very common issue on that model. This is from Miguel's Pinoza, near the LVDS. Okay, well I've got those, but I've got C475. You're talking C118. Okay, let's just have a look. Are you really talking about this board? Because I don't see a C. Let me just have a good look. Well, if you say they've gone short, let's just have a test. Not short there. Not short there. No. 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 They're just the small chokes. Ah, what have we got here? What numbers did you say, sir? Let's have a look. C118, 119. Oh, I'm close. 142. Oh, C17. Oh, C18, C19. Okay. Oh, that would have been lovely. But no, they're not short. No, unfortunately not. Well, this cap is reading short down here. Sorry if you can't see. I just want to see if it's reading short because of a short coming from the board. Let's have a look. No. So that's interesting. Oh, it's a resistor. No, it's not. It's C30. Didn't think of it. So that small cap there is reading short. But there's a resistor across it. So I doubt very much that that's our problem. I can't see a reading for the resistor. But I doubt that that's it. I think that reading is just because it's across the resistor. So no, chaps, no further forward, unfortunately, but I do appreciate your comments and what you're driving at here. But there's something short on this signal board. I wish I could see something. Something burnt up. But no. No, guys, can't see anything. The caps that you were talking about are fine. Bridge rectifier is fine, otherwise it wouldn't be lighting up, as we say. So back to the drawing board, I'm afraid. Somebody said they may have one of these boards, if I could give them the model number. So I've just done that at the beginning. I don't know if reading this barcode on here next to this cap is going to help anybody at all. There is a number on there. But at the moment it's still backlights and no picture. But I'm 100% sure we have not got a faulty screen. It's either the main board or it's the T-con. At the moment I don't think it's that T-con. That cap is just across a resistor, so it's reading low. So I'm still stuck at the moment, to be honest with you. I ain't too sure. I mean, no, it can't be anything to do with these two caps because they're part of the amplifier. But it could have been those that was recommended. It just wasn't, sadly. So, anybody got one of these boards? I'm reluctant to buy one because it's a HISENSE. But if I don't find one in the next few weeks, I'll go in search of one and we'll put a board in and see. The boards aren't terribly expensive on eBay. I think they're about £30, but they're asking £50 for the T-Con. And I don't know why they make the T-Con so expensive, unless there's a reason for that. Sometimes there is. I don't deal with HISENSE very often, so I'm not that au fait with these models. But just my knowledge tells me that at the moment, screen is good. There's a problem around here, and I can't pinpoint it. Wish I could, but I can't. There's nothing obvious, but I believe the T-Con to be fine because we get the green light to come on. And I'm assuming that when the green light's on, that means there's power and the T-Con should be alive. But at the moment, there's a short coming through. And of course, when I block out the short, there's still no signal coming through. So my favourite is the mainboard section. And again, still the processor. It's not sending a signal to here because there's a short or there's a problem with the processor. So if I can get a new board, I think this will light up, and I think then we'll get a picture. I mean, I will get a board eventually, but there's going to be quite a few of these lying around somewhere, and I'd like to scrounge one first just to test. I don't mind buying from eBay, but I absolutely hate returning boards. I hate parceling things up and sending them off. This is why I don't sell on eBay. I just don't like doing that. But if we have to buy a board to test it, we will do. But if there's one floating around somewhere across the ethos, let me know. It'll be great to give it a try. Anyway, listen, thanks for all those comments. It was very interesting, and I wanted to have 10 minutes with it this morning. But unfortunately, at the moment, we're no further forward. But there's plenty of time yet.